Hey guys, do you recognize me? Yeah, it's me, Sofu. I hope I haven't disappointed you guys with my looks. So this is my very first face cam video. I don't know how it's gonna turn out to be, but anyways, we're gonna do it. Well, I've been thinking of doing these face cam videos lately, but today I finally did it. Do you know why? Well, I would say there are two reasons. First, it makes my editing a whole lot easier. I used to spend hours on editing those visuals and graphics, downloading those GIFs, finding high quality images and videos, cutting it, trimming it, and then after hours of editing, I finally get my video ready. It's really tiresome. Recording face cams don't need much editing and it saves a whole lot of time. Plus, I can connect more to you guys through my expressions. I mean, now you'll see my reactions, so now you'll know how exactly I'm feeling while talking about a particular subject. While doing voiceovers, you guys might not be able to click with what exactly my emotions are, so now there'll be more emotional connect. The second reason is that my latest video about Demon Slayer got taken down and I got another copyright strike. I mean, I use visuals in my videos and I use scenes from Demon Slayer into my video too. But I guess Demon Slayer is real strict when it comes to copyrights. I really did put a lot of effort in that video, and it also went over 10 minutes, but I guess it all went futile. I said another because it was another one of my Demon Slayer videos that got taken down earlier and I got a copyright strike. Also, in my initial days when I used to post AMVs, the same happened with my Demon Slayer AMV too. So I can tell Demon Slayer is uncompromising when it comes to copyrights. And now my channel is on the verge of shutting down, so I guess I won't take any more risks. Anyways, in this video, I'll tell you guys why is it so hard to become an anime tuber and share with you my personal experiences and things I've learned along my journey till now. It's been almost a year since I began posting on YouTube, so through my experiences, I'll be talking about why is it hard. Note that I never said you cannot become one. Take the things in this video as obstacles/hindrances when you walk down the path of becoming an anime tuber. If you're new here, then don't forget to click that red button and subscribe to my channel for more informative anime videos, anime stuff, and all kind of anime news. I'm Sofu and you're watching Sofu the Weeb. Let's talk about it. So in these months, I've posted some 30 to 35 videos. I'm talking about all the videos that I've put my efforts on, though a bunch of them got deleted or taken down. Why do you think my videos got taken down? Yeah, it's just what you think. It's copyrights. In my former videos, I used to add visuals of animes either by downloading the full episode or by downloading available scenes in YouTube. If you use any type of image, it barely results in a copyright claim or strike. But as I just mentioned above that I used to add visuals of animes, it's highly probable that it will result in a copyright claim or strike. See, I'll tell you, you can add clips of about 10 to 15 seconds or even 20 seconds in cases YouTube mechanism doesn't notice it if the clip size is around that figure. But you're not safe yet. Some anime channels or anime companies analyze any type of checks for copyright manually, so even adding a 10-second clip is risky and you can get a copyright strike or claim for it, like I got. So choose wisely what you're gonna do and must plan how you're gonna do it. Another hardship that I faced, or I would rather say I'm even facing now, is that I have to constantly watch animes and make videos at the same time. I mean, I've watched quite a number of animes, but for new videos I have to keep watching more and more animes. See, I love to watch animes, I really do, but the thing is I am not consistent when it comes to posting videos on YouTube. I started my YouTube channel in a rush and posted AMVs that were easy to make, so it didn't take me long to finish editing and post every week. But as I changed my postings from AMV to voiceovers, it became difficult for me to make and edit voiceovers because editing takes a whole lot of time. So watching animes and making videos at the same time is still a problem for me. But now as I am shifted from voiceovers to face cam, I think it will be sort of relief for me. So that's why planning is very necessary when you want to create your own YouTube channel and post videos in it. While everybody knows how much anime is popular around the world, Indian viewers also have taken interest in it. So the competition has been increased even in Hindi language. Though I make videos in English, don't think of me as arrogant. I am just comfortable with English, and I believe that one should use the method in which he or she is most comfortable with. My friend also advised me in order to reach a bigger audience, I should use English language. not to mention I'm good at it. So back to what I was saying, even in India there are many great and popular YouTube channels like Anime TM Talks, Indian Otaku, and my favorite, my inspiration, Hidden Caliber. Even I came across many small YouTube channels that are doing very great. So it's really difficult to stand out amongst all these people. And I'm just talking about within India. Outside India, the matchup is even intense. Another obstacle is the people around me. They don't know what animes are and why do I watch them, why I love animes so much. They think it's just a cartoon and I'm doing something childish, let alone supporting. They try to demotivate me. Indian young girls are gradually advancing towards animes, but the elders here, they don't know what animes are and they think it's trash. So they keep annoying people around them watching animes and all. But I have the support of my family, so it's really going good for me. Though I don't have much subscribers, but I think continuing this would bring me glory. And if you are going through the same problems as mine, then don't worry. Just hang in there and continue your awesome work. I'll also be coming with a video on how to overcome these obstacles and become or try to become an anime tuber, so stay tuned guys. So that's it for the video guys. I hope you could click with my emotions, and don't worry and don't lose hope. Just take care of all the things I've mentioned if you are walking the path of becoming an anime tuber. Gambatte. See you real soon in my next video. Sayonara. And also please tell me your opinions about this video. Actually this is my very first face cam video, so I was really nervous. Please tell me in the comment section below how was it.